we've had an email through from a listener who says, I'm looking to buy my first home, but I've been reading the papers and I've heard that closing dates are making a comeback. I'm just wondering if you can explain to me what they are. Scott, can you field this one for us?
Certainly. If we've got 2 or 3 or 4 or more interested parties in one particular property and they all want to offer for the property, in order to give everyone a fair chance of offering, we set a closing date. That is a time whereby all the solicitors for all the purchasers fax in what they believe to their best offer. Everybody offers absolutely blind, and the seller then chooses which offer they wish to accept. Normally, the seller's main priority is to achieve the highest price. However, for many people, it's a balance between what is the highest price and also what is the best date of entry and other criteria such as, does the person offering still have their own home to sell? And there's a variety of criteria, and the estate agent will discuss that with the client to ensure the right decision is made, which is in the best interest of the client.
Now, there's a lot of people out there who are thinking about buying and selling a property at the moment. Scott, would you have any advice for them about certain things that they should be doing?
The important thing in the current climate, and indeed this should apply at all times, is if you're considering selling your home, is to do your homework. Now, that would involve, for example, have your solicitor or estate agent visit your property to provide you with a pre-sale indication of what they think. Don't ask them just to do it down the phone. Ask them to make a visit, because every property is unique. Secondly, make sure your solicitor gives you a full written quotation at the outset of all the costs so that you can budget for it. Thirdly, if you check the relationship which your solicitor estate agent has with the chartered surveyor, you should also look to have a valuation carried out by the surveyor. My preference is to have a valuation carried out by the surveyor before the home report itself is carried out. The reason for that is that if I have thought a property is worth, for example, £300,000, and the surveyor then carries out the home report and says it's only worth £280,000, at that point the seller would be disappointed. My view is that the seller should have the solicitor estate agent's opinion, the solicitor estate agent's costs, and the surveyor's view on value before any commitment is made, and I think that's a safer way to do it. The other bit of homework which I would suggest is done is I would suggest that every seller should contact their lender, if they have one, to check the terms of their product. Often when we've been in a property for a year or two, we actually forget the small print, and with some products where you're on a fixed or discounted rate, you may have an early redemption penalty. It's important to check that if you do move house, that product is what we call portable. You can take that mortgage from one house to the other to avoid the penalties, and in the case of any individual lender, how long they give you in terms of timescale to port that product from one property to another. On the house in general, clean it. It's very embarrassing for the estate agent to have to say to you, your house could do with a bit of a clean. Just clean it, gut it, make it as clean as it can be, tidy things, put them away. You need not necessarily have that when someone's carrying out an initial walk-round valuation, because really we're just looking at the four walls. But prior to any marketing, photography, anything like that going forward, give it a really good clean. Declutter. Go back to basics. Clean the cooker. Clean the walls. Clean the doors. Present it as though you would want to see it. That made it attractive to you at the time that you bought.
So if you were looking at buying or selling a property at the moment, what are the big things that you'd be looking out for?
The thing I would do is contact your solicitor in the first instance. Get the costs of selling. Get your free valuation carried out by your solicitor estate agent. Have your solicitor estate agent liaise with the surveyor so you have all the facts to hand, and thereafter, once you have all the information to hand, then you can safely proceed. It's absolutely vital that you use a solicitor estate agent that's got good working relationship with the surveyor, as it's key in the brave new world of home reports that relationship works very well and is seamless, because that affects the service which you get, and you do now require to have the home report as well as all the marketing materials available at the point of marketing. It is an offence for both the estate agent and the seller to market a property prior to the home report being available, and therefore it's important to work with an agent that knows exactly what they're doing. On price, be realistic. We're actually finding that more people are being sensible and are being realistic, because prior to marketing they have had the advice of both the solicitor estate agent and also the surveyor in terms of value. They have had two opinions at least on value. Therefore the client and the seller should be absolutely crystal clear as to what expectations are prior to the point of marketing. In times gone by, without the necessity for a survey to be carried out prior to marketing, people had sometimes unrealistic expectations, but because they've had both the estate agent's view and the surveyor's view, and indeed the surveyor's opinion on value is now available for a prospective purchaser to see as part of the home report, there's no kidding anyone as to what the realistic sale price is likely to be.
And that's all we've got time for. Once again, thanks very much to Scott for coming in and chatting to us. Remember, if you've got any inquiries or if you have a question that you want to ask us, you can give us a call on 0131 561 2244. You can follow us on Twitter, type in Warner's Property and come and follow us there. Or if you'd like to see a list of the new properties in Edinburgh up for sale, you can visit our website, which is www.warnersllp.com. Thanks again for listening.